Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It podcast. I'm your host, Deanna McKeel. Today I'm here with the founder of Growing on Purpose, Deshawn Hunter, and we have two of her beautiful members as well.
I'm Brittany. And I'm Tremaine Jones.
Today we're going to be talking about the group, what they plan on doing this year, years to come, and everything about them. Just to break the ice, I want to go ahead and start off by saying thank y'all so much for being a guest on my podcast. I don't know why I'm so nervous because I know y'all. This is my first time meeting you, but I personally know both of them. This is my aunt Deshawn. I've been knowing her my whole life, duh. So, it doesn't make any sense. I'm very proud of you and everything that you're doing. You're very inspirational. You do a lot for me. You molded me to be one of the people that I am today, along with my mother and my grandmother and my other aunts and everybody like that. But just to make you feel better, I want you to know that you are amazing. You don't have any reason to be nervous, and everything that you're doing is good. So let's start off by saying that. So I try not to cry and everything. I feel like a lot of emotion.
Okay. If we cry, y'all, it's okay.
It's okay to cry, you guys.
It's okay.
Happy tears.
Yes.
Happy tears. So it is totally fine. Just to start the podcast off on a positive note and to break the ice, I think we should jump into the conversation. I just want to ask, and I know a lot of people are going to be wondering, what pivotal moment in your life sparked you to start this group? What is Growing on Purpose for people who don't know what it is?
Okay, so the pivotal moment that allowed me to start this women group was April 30th, 2017. That day, I lost somebody that meant the world to me and was very special to me, which was my sister, Shanti Hunter. Okay, so when I lost her, I felt like I lost a part of me. So that what made me start this group. I felt like I was lost and confused, and I was dealing with pain, a lot of pain of her presence not being with me. So one day I sat in my room and I was like, God, how can I allow her to feel like she's here with me? So one day I decided to get a tattoo of her. And I went and got the tattoo of her on my face, but I still felt empty, like she still wasn't there. So I started praying and praying and praying, and then I decided maybe if I build a sisterhood, then I would feel like she's with me every day. So that's the whole idea where I just started to come up with a women's group, a sisterhood, women empowerment. That's where that started at. So once that started, I felt like if I can include her and talk about her and help other women with self-esteem and confidence and loving on themselves and trusting God, I felt like, her story will be ongoing for me, and I would feel like she's with me every day. So that's where that started from. So that's why I'm here to try to help women while I help myself. And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like she's with me every day.
Right.
Where Growing on Purpose came from, that started 2 years ago, the name Growing on Purpose. That started when I started growing within myself. Because I knew that if I wanted to help these women, I had to start within myself and start helping myself on different levels. So I kind of put my situation into a car situation, like having an oil leak. Just say you have an oil leak and the oil starts to leak, it starts leaking in different parts of the car, so you having different problems with the car. So I put that in the perspective of my life. As I started growing, I had a leak. So the leak started growing into different areas of my life, and I just started growing on purpose. Where I didn't have to set an alarm to pray. I didn't have to set an alarm to meditate. Or I didn't have to say, oh, tonight I have to do this or do that. I just started growing in all areas of my life. So that's why I came with Growing on Purpose. So I'm like, if I could grow on purpose, I could help other women grow on purpose with me. And that's where that started from. So we're going to grow on purpose this year.
Grow on purpose. Y'all hear that? You have to grow on purpose this year.
Yes.
That's big, and I think that's really nice to have a community of women where everybody can get together and uplift each other, grow together. You have women who are may not be your may not be your sister biologically,
Right.
but you get that feeling from those women within that group, and everybody's just able to grow and have a good time together.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think it's really important to have that, like to have women to uplift you. And so you don't want to, no shade to the men, but you don't want to rely on a man to help you feel better. Women need to be here for each other. A lot of women don't like to stick up for each other and help up for each other and uplift each other, and it's sad because it's just like, if we're not going to be there for each other, who's going to be here for us?
Right.
And that's why we got to do it for each other. So I think it's a great idea to do that. And a lot of people actually don't know that whenever we lost my aunt and your sister, that was hard for our family. Like that was really, really hard.
Right.
And then on top of that, it happened on my birthday, and it's just like every year you have that thought, but you can do like how you did, take it and make something out of it,
right,
and make something great out of it.
Yes.
So I think it's great that you're doing that.
Thank you.
How do you ladies feel?
I'm very proud of her, and I'm excited to just be a part of this and honored.
I'm excited also because just how she stated, to allude off of that, what took me by surprise is with me growing my faith and wanting to be closer to God. I had a conversation with Deshawn at a restaurant, and her alarm went off. And this was her alarm to pray. And I never thought about that because so many times we get so caught up with the hustle and bustle of life that we don't stop in a moment just to thank God for the simple things. Just thank you for allowing us to eat food, or thank you for just being alive. It's the simple things that we can stop and thank God for that. So I'm thrilled about growing with purpose and finding my plan and my purpose for life, because God has a purpose for each and every one of us. And with this group, it's so imperative that we uplift and build one another, because we don't know what someone is going through. So I think with building a circle of women to commune and build and uplift, I think that's great. And I think that's phenomenal. And I know with this, her sister will live on and the dream will go on, because if we can help those silent tears that we cry at night, because those silent tears can be a silent tear someone else can experience, and we can uplift each other with that trial. And that could be our testimony for someone else in the world who's going through that and like, wow, she overcame that, and she's just a regular person just like me.
Right. And it's
very inspiring.
It really is. And it's so crazy you say that, because that actually ties into what I was going to ask you next. Do you believe that you guys can change the community as a whole? Like, well, I say us because I'm a part of this too. But by having this sisterhood and having this group of women together, do you think that it can affect the community as a whole, or as a ripple effect? With that, like me saying that, I mean, like, by y'all doing everything that y'all can to be great people, it can inspire other people outside of the group to be better.
Of course I do, because I've been praying on these group of women, these certain group of women. When January 20 hit, when they enter the door, I prayed on them. I have some Earl that my pastor gave us. I used the Earl. I put a cross on the paper, like, so whoever entered that door on January 20th, I feel in my heart, God say, these the women. And of course we could change the world, because the display of no hate, no jealousy, even if you went before me, I'm still here to help you and support you in every way I need. Then yeah, of course we could change the world and change the trajectory, because so many women don't want to see you win. They don't want to help you. They don't want you to go before them, and that's not me. I have a heart, and I've had a heart since I was, I have a heart for this. So yes, I believe that we can change the world with the display of women that's loyalty and is reciprocated, and we just there for each other in every way we can, with different strengths just coming together as a whole. I believe we could.
Definitely. That's how I feel too. Because when I think about it, I think of like the big picture too. A lot of these women have children. And a lot of these children will be watching their mothers, and they're watching their mother be great. They're watching their mother help somebody. They're watching their mother have good morals, and those children are gonna have those qualities instilled in them, and it's just gonna be going down the path, down the path, down the path. And I think that's beautiful. That made me really happy. Like, it gave me chills. Like, I feel like I'm about to sweat, cause like it's just like that's really big. That's really exciting.
I have to say this. So it's 259 that I see. For it been going on for 3 months. The number 259. It might seem crazy to some people, but even my niece, my auntie, my sister, I'm like, why I keep saying the number 259? Because I be up and down with starting it and stopping and starting it. Should I do it? Should I? So 3 months I've been saying 259, 259 on the license plate, the time. I wake up in the middle of the night, it's 2:59. I'm like, what does this mean? So I Googled it. I'm like, what 259 means? And it said that you are destined for greatness. And it said, yes, it said you is destined for greatness, and it said that your angels are watching you. They want you to believe in yourself because they believe in you. I said, wow, how amazing is that I'm starting this group on the strength of my sister, and then this number tells me that your angels is watching you and don't want you to quit. I was like, oh my God. So every time that I feel like I want to give up, I don't want to do it no more, I read it because I screenshot it and I read it, and it just say that your angels watching you and you destined for greatness and you're gonna achieve everything. I was like, wow,
really
God,
like
look at God.
in the beginning of like your spiritual awakening, or like in the middle of it, and it's crazy because a lot of people don't experience that. Like, oh my gosh, we talk about this all the time. Like, people don't experience stuff like that at
and
all.
You have to have a personal relationship with God. You have to. I don't care if you go to church. I go to church. I go to Bible study. I love church. But this personal relationship that I'm building with God, that's why I feel like I see that number. I pray constantly in the car, going to work. Lord, go before me. I constantly pray. And I'm building this relationship. And I feel like God is talking to me through everything I see or everything I'm doing, even through my pastor. I be like, well, how pastor knew that? But I already know this, my prayers.
It's personal. It
has to be and personal. It's personal. It has to be personal.
Yeah.
You can't just go to church and expect everything. You got to build your own relationship with God. So.
Right. Exactly. I definitely agree with you. Because if you don't have that personal relationship, you won't have those personal experiences as well. And that's really big for you to experience things on your own instead of going off of what you hear from other people. Like, their experiences and their journey is not going to be the same as yours. It's going to be completely different. With that being said, like, do you have any advice you would offer to any women who are looking to maybe join a sisterhood or grow on purpose, I should say?
Advice.
Any books?
Even if they're trying to build their own sisterhood or their own group of women, my advice is to ask God to lead you. That's the best advice I have for you. To allow God to lead you in every path with this. And you have to have a heart for this.
Yeah. Definitely.
It can't be a mind thing because your mind changes over and over and tell you things that lie. So you have to have a heart for it. And I feel in my heart, I have a heart to help women. And I have a desire for it. It's times, Lucy will tell you, this is like her second go around in my group. I'll be like, I don't want to do it no more. And then some kind of way, I can't get away from it. And I can also say, don't wear your feelings on your shoulder.
Yeah. That is
because that's where you get caught up a lot. And I was wearing my feelings on my shoulder. And it was allowing me to feel like I don't want to do it no more because I was giving so much and I felt like I wasn't receiving. So I can also say, don't wear your feelings on your shoulder. And what else advice I wanted to give?
And you can't do that, just to allude to that, because everybody is different. Everybody comes from a different trajectory. So you have to be able to find balance and a median within that. Right. So you can't wear your feelings on your shoulder.
At all.
Because the purpose of here is we're here to motivate, to inspire, to grow. So.
We was talking about the
advice.
Advice. Mm-hmm. Do you have any books you wanted, just in case? Any books you want to recommend? You don't have to.
I read so many books.
Yeah.
I read so many books.
No, well, don't worry about it.
I mean, with Finding Your Purpose, you had a TD Jakes books. What book was that we were going to start? And it was about finding your purpose. That could be a good one.
We read Disruptive. Well, I wanted to read Disruptive Thinking.
Yeah.
Disruptive thinking.
Just the title right there should just
Stand
Disruptive
out.
Thinking. But in the previous book club, we read so many books. But this time it's not just going to be focused on books. The previous 2 times that I tried, it's the 3rd time, 3 times the charm.
Yes.
Hey.
But we was focused on reading books, but it's not going to just be reading books. It's, we might read a book every 3 months, but it's going to be more like on topics and how we deal with healing, forgiveness, how we deal with pain. It's going to be different things, deep. It's nothing that we just not going to talk about. We're going to talk about everything.
Right.
Because we have a handful of women that's dealing with this, that, and all that. And we have different strengths, and we just had to support each other. Because I worked hard for this. It's been 2 months, and I'm ready. And I worked too hard for this, like, seriously. Like, praying, asking God to lead me. Like, I be in this house walking up and down, TJ be like, Ma, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm fellowshipping by myself because I believe in this group of women this time. And I'm not quitting at all.
No.
You can't.
You can't.
I'm gonna
At
whoop
all.
Yeah. Not with you.
I know
Right.
y'all won't.
Yeah, right.
And my plans is to visit the retirement center, sit down with the elderly, maybe read a book, do an activity with them,
That's cute.
go to the women's shelter, help them, give them some encouragement, visit the youth. I have plans for this.
And the teenagers, like a lot of young teenagers, they are going through so much.
Yes.
And I think if they see older women who are thriving, they can be like, oh, I can be that. Despite all of the traumatic issues and things they're going through, we could have that same story for them. Because I was a young mom, and just mentoring to a teenage mom, and just showing her you can be great despite all of the trials and hiccups and bumps and roads that come your way. You can do it. Don't let this one incident stop you, because God is phenomenal and He can do miraculous works.
Right.
So if you believe and trust in Him, He will do it. So just don't let it stop you. And just with going to the retirement center and a women's shelter, we can also reach out to young women, young teenagers.
What you think, Brittany?
It's gonna be. I'm looking forward to just transforming so many women's lives, and I can speak for myself. When she reached out to me about being a part of this, she didn't even know this, and I'm gonna share it now. But I was at one of my lowest points in my life when she reached out and she said, you want to be a part of this women's group? And I was like, yes, immediately. And it just like, I need this sisterhood. I need this positivity. I need uplifting. And her and I, initially she did have a book club, and I just, in the time of my life, I was so busy and I did not have the time in my life to join the book club. But when in this moment, she didn't even know that I was at the lowest point in my life when she reached out to me about joining a women's group, and how much like that meant to me to have a sisterhood that can now uplift me and transform me and help me. So I do appreciate you.
Yeah.
Aww.
And we're here for you. Because even in that lowest point, you triumph. Look at you now.
Yeah.
Sitting on a carpet, on a sofa, ready to
Grow.
Ready to
Yes.
grow.
And I'm still healing and being a part of this group and very close, like in the upper, I'm gonna say echelon on her team. She just really don't know how much she is helping me heal. She don't even know that. But I'm telling you now, I want to tell you, thank you. And we'll talk more.
Yeah.
And we're gonna grow.
She is a blessing.
We're gonna grow together. We're
She
growing.
is a blessing to me, and I'm looking forward to transforming other women's lives, uplifting them, having a safe space
Yes.
for them, a safe space, a respectful place, and knowing it's safe here.
Yeah.
Whatever is within our sisterhood stays within our sisterhood.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because we receive it, and we releasing.
Yes.
And we rebuilding
that.
each other.
2
Yes.
R's.
Yes.
Receiving and releasing.
And rebuilding.
And rebuilding 3R.
Thank you guys so much for joining another episode of Let's Talk About It podcast. Make sure you guys stay connected. Check the description below for the different ways that you guys can connect with these beautiful ladies and their group. Be sure to follow me here on Instagram at LTAI_podcast_ and subscribe on YouTube. I'll have updates for you guys whenever we have them, and make sure you guys continue to grow on purpose.
Yes.
Most importantly,
God is good.
All the time.
be blessed and don't forget to smile. Bye.
Bye.